Hello familia, welcome back to LLVT. You got Christina here. For those of you that are new to this channel, I am a Mexican-American, I guess would probably be the best way to describe me. Currently living in the Philippines with my Filipino husband and our two beautiful children back over there. Today we are actually out here in BGC, but I wanted to tell you all about what it's like being married to a Filipino. We are slightly unique in that I'm an American woman married to a Filipino man, which is a little bit different from what you might normally see in certain places. And we're also celebrating our 16-year wedding anniversary today. So come on out and join us. Alright, so for today's vlog, we actually happen to be out here at La Picara in BGC on top of the One Bonifacio Mall. And we just got a lovely plate of potatoes bravas. But before we dig into that, I kind of want to talk a little bit more about the premise of today's episode. So today I want to talk a little bit about what it's like to be married to my Filipino husband. And obviously we are different than most Filipino-American couples that you might see. So a lot of the thoughts and the information I am going to share with you today, it's really from my perspective and through my eyes how I've learned more about the Filipino culture from my husband and his family.
La Picara, located in BGC Taguig, is the brainchild of first-time restaurateurs Isabel Calvo and architect Felipe Antonio Diaz de Miranda Fernandez de Molina. This restaurant is best known for their delightful Spanish cuisines and tapas. The ambiance had a tropical vibe and the staff was friendly.
Hi, what's your name, Kuya?
Mad.
Mad?
Yeah.
Hi, Kuya Mad.
This
He's brought
is,
us some goodies though.
Kimchi croquetas.
Ooh, that looks good.
And then the tuna tostada.
Ooh, yeah.
On the side, the onion.
Oh, perfect. One of the things I brought up in past vlogs is that there are some external factors with regards to the music that's often playing in the restaurants that we visit. It was really loud in the restaurant. And we thought to ask them if they wouldn't mind turning it down a little bit, and they actually did, so it was really nice. They actually had it off for a minute, but I think they just adjusted the volume and turned it down a little bit for us today. Happy anniversary, dear.
I'm eating some tuna.
Go for it.
That is really good.
Alright, so in the 16 beautiful years that we've been married, I've learned a few things. And I'll kind of start with like maybe some of the household things. And I would say one of those biggest things is shoes are not worn in Filipino households. Okay, another fun thing I learned. This is what it looks like outside the front door. Most Asian households, but definitely in a Filipino household, shoes are not worn inside, they are always left outside. So for our family, really the reason that we do the no shoes in the household, it's a cleanliness factor for us. Ultimately, you know, when we're out walking around, the bottom of your shoes are picking up a lot of dirt and, you know, just yuck from the outside, and so we choose to take our shoes off because little fingers are constantly touching our floors and that the floors are clean. We don't talk with our mouth full, honey. That was a...
No!
Wasted it, dude.
tostada down. Kimchi croquette. Different. I don't think I've actually had kimchi before. See? Still showing me new things after 16 years. Yeah, that was really good. It was kind of creamy in the middle. Almost like a cheesiness or some sort of a cream in there with a little bit of just a very mild kick of spice to it. In case someone would like that. Okay, so one of the other household things that I've kind of learned is getting your house blessed. And maybe not just having your house blessed, but also having your cars blessed. That was completely new to me. And then even having our pets blessed. I think a lot of that does have something to do with obviously the Catholic background and upbringing. that my husband experienced, but house blessing was very important to us. Here, try it.
That's juicy.
Kuya, what's your favorite steak?
It's like a really juicy steak. Not as juicy as the one at Wolfgang.
Oh my goodness, you guys.
And it's really chewy. I need to drink a lot of water to swallow it. But overall, it's pretty good.
This is the beef tataki, which is pan-seared, so it's a little bit rare on the inside still. Yeah,
That's so good.
that's really good. I like it. It's got the ponzu sauce in it, so it's a little bit citrusy. But Rowan said it's definitely very juicy.
What's that stuff on top?
There's garlic chips and green onion, it looks like, on top. I'm always very wary of things that are covered in mayo. Kind of scares me. But it's very light. It doesn't taste super heavy. It's got a really good spiciness to it. Patatas bravas?
Complimentary on the house. And look,
Hi.
go ahead, Kuya.
Mini Wagyu burger.
You just made Bunso's day.
Thank you, Kuya.
Give Daddy the review on your burger.
The smile on Rowan's face says it all.
That is so good. You have to come to this place and get it.
I'll try one too, since we ordered two. Oh wow, oh my gosh, that's amazing. That meat is like so tender, and that brioche bun just melts in your mouth. And there's like some kind of a sauce, like a barbecue sauce on there. That's really good. Household decorations. So this is not really necessarily true for Brian and I, but it is true of what I've observed with the Filipino family. And what I've noticed is decorations in all of the houses are all very similar. They're very traditional decorations, and everybody has an altar of some sort in their house, usually with a little Santo Niño on it. And there's always a photo of the Last Supper. Staple for every Filipino household. You must have a picture of the Last Supper. And every kitchen has a fork and spoon, which we have up on the wall.
It's not as big as the usual ones.
No, ours is not super big, but it's beautiful nonetheless. Roasted fried eggplant. It's like a fried zucchini, but eggplant version. Back in California, fried zucchini is like a thing you would get at normal restaurants, and this is good. I really like the fried eggplant. I love eggplant. It's one of my favorite dishes, and Filipino eggplant's my favorite.
Alright, got a mini Wagyu slider.
Kason is enjoying this treat.
Like the barbecue sauce on that, sweetens it so much. It is like a nice doughy texture from the bread, and you get a soft, easy to chew through texture from the Wagyu, unlike the steak. But it's pretty good.
All right, I'll try this eggplant that Brian's raving about. He says it's the best eggplant ever. I understand why you like it. It's got a really good roastiness to it, but then it's also super sweet on the inside. Not like a regular eggplant. Not at all. Really good. Since we're eating, it feels only natural to talk about food. Food has been like a huge thing for us because growing up, I had like a fairly conservative palate. I didn't eat a whole lot of very different things. And since meeting Brian, I would have to say my palate has expanded, and I've tried so many things I never would have imagined. Is that chop suey? All right, so the first thing I'm gonna try is the kilawin. Did I say it right? It's like a booger.
Seriously? How do you know what a booger tastes like?
I've never even had corned beef either. I guess I'm just not a very good Filipino. That I would eat in my life. Eggplant, for sure, is one. And I know that seems really simple and easy, but I never knew there was like 6 different varieties of eggplants, probably more than that. Kuya's eating octopus right now. And also, something I never would have imagined eating before I met Brian.
That was really good. Like sour cream on that. I don't know what it is, but it makes it sweet. And I love eggplant, especially tortang talong, so that makes it even better. But I don't know. It's like really different.
So speaking of what Kason just said,
pinky hates.
Rowan hurt his pinky. Kason just said that he loves tortang talong, and so that is one of the other things I've learned about food with the Filipino culture. My kids have just really kind of gravitated and grown to love Filipino food so much to the point where I actually cook it fairly regularly. I learned to cook a lot of Filipino dishes because it has become a true household preference. Kason regularly asks me to make garlic rice and eggs, scrambled eggs, or over easy egg. What else? Tortang talong, adobo, salmon adobo. Sinigang is one of their absolute favorites. What else do you ask me to cook, Roro? Adobo sisig. Oh yes, they've been asking me to do sopas, but that's a Jima specialty, and that's something my mother-in-law can only get right for him.
Anyway, today I smashed my pinky because of Jason, and now it hurts. Now it's not.
One other thing I learned having to do with food within the Filipino culture household that I am accustomed to, it's rude to actually turn down food that's been offered to you. So I think in terms of one of our recent episodes where we talked about Filipino hospitality, and Kuya Alvin and Ate Judith had food ready for us when we showed up. Ooh, spinach pizza, creamy spinach. For us, it would have been rude if we had turned down any of that food, even if we had just eaten and we weren't hungry. You still have to eat a little bit of something. It's just it's showing your respect to that person, because obviously they work hard and they took the time to provide you with that meal or snack that they made for you. So you always make sure if you're offered food by a Filipino, you better eat it. The spaghetti. So many of you have learned that Filipino spaghetti is not my strongest, easiest meal to eat. It's sweet. I just still can't get past sweet spaghetti sauce. And I do remember one time we went to go visit Brian's aunt, who is known as Nanay to the family. And we go to Nanay's house, and before we even walked in, he said, Nanay made spaghetti, so you better make sure that you eat it. And so I made sure I had to sit there and have a plate of Nanay's delicious spaghetti, but still Filipino spaghetti nonetheless. Not my favorite, but I did not turn it down because I did not want to be rude or hurt Nanay's feelings.
Sharing meals together really helps us continue to build our relationship with our kids. It is an integral part of our family's foundation. And we wish for the boys to continue this when they create their own families in the future.
Happy anniversary, dear.
So we just got a free drink right now and stuff.
Yay!
On the house.
Yes, on the house.
Thank you.
Thank you, La Picara. All right, so before we continue with some of the, I guess, things I've learned being married to a Filipino, let's talk about our favoritos from La Picara. I'll start with, oh, there he is. Rowan, what was your favorite?
Wagyu burger.
The Wagyu burgers. Kason,
The deep fried eggplant.
the deep fried eggplant. Ooh. So for me, I don't know. Honestly, I think those Wagyu sliders were pretty darn delicious. So I'm gonna go with the Wagyu sliders. Next topic I want to talk about is family. And one of the things I've learned about sort of being part of this Filipino family over the last several years, respect for elders. Respect for elders has been, in my perspective and from what I've seen, it's a huge part of the Filipino culture. Every time we go to parties, obviously there's the mano po and the blessing. The use of terms like kuya and ate is just, it's normal, it's standard. There's really no other way to explain it.
Alright, you guys. Next to me is my Kuya Alvin.
So when you guys come to Habitat, come see Kuya RV.
Okay, special guests, come on in. Hey, ate? And I would say, like, there's like a certain level of respect. Like people use very respectful terms when speaking to elders or people that might have some form of authority in their eyes. So like ma'am and sir, it's different. It's not something I really, I guess, grew up with. And so I've really enjoyed, and I tell Bunso all the time, he needs to make sure to call Kason, Kuya Kason, very often, right? Another thing that I have learned in being part of my Filipino family is, this is something I'm really honestly, I'm totally not used to, and I could say it's frowned upon to yell or use curse words. And I mean yell, when I say yell, I mean yell like in a negative aspect. So like yelling at your kids in public, it's just not a thing. I don't think I've ever seen any of the aunts or uncles ever scold my kids, and nor have I ever heard anybody really use curse words, especially my husband. He very, very rarely will use foul language in front of me or even in front of the kids, whereas I'm a little different. I'm not so much afraid to do that. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen your mom even scold you. I haven't seen, like none of the aunts or uncles have actually yelled at their own kids or even their spouses. Like that's something that, I don't know, I'm just not used to. I'm used to it now, but I wasn't when we first started dating and got married. Multi-generational families. I have learned, and this is not something that's necessarily applicable to our household or our family at this point in time, but I can share that I've seen through observation, multi-generational families tend to live all together, all under one roof. So, parents live with their kids who are living there with their spouses and the grandchildren, and that's pretty typical from what I've seen with most Filipino families, especially as the parents tend to grow older. The kids are expected to take care of their parents. The elderly is very well taken care of, especially here from what I've seen in the Philippines. I don't think I've seen like a nursing home or a skilled care like facility or anything of that nature. Everybody is taken care of directly by their family members. So I can recall that when Brian's grandmother, Lola Basilisa, may she rest in peace, she stayed with each one of her children at a different period of time. So everybody, the kids got together and they sort of split up the duties of who was going to take care of her next. They never thought to put her in like a nursing home or any sort of care facility. So since we're on the topic of anniversary, love, and relationships, another thing that I have noticed, so parents typically raise their kids to where education comes first, love and relationships obviously takes a backseat to all of that. So you need to go to school, finish high school, definitely go to college, finish college, and then maybe you should consider relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, but for the most part you should probably be moving on to your career. Everything else will come later. That's different from what I grew up with in the US and in the States. It's not, I would say that's not normal, actually. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily encouraged, but it's not discouraged for kids to be in relationships in their teenage years. I will tell you, in my household, my boys are going to live with me forever, and they're never going to have girlfriends and wives.
Wait, what?
All right, so that is it for our episode today on what it's like to be married to a Filipino. If you think there's something I forgot or maybe you're curious about and you want to ask that question, please drop it in the comments down below. As always, remember, like, follow, and subscribe. Likes for Kuya, likes for Bunso. Salamat and ingat till next time.
Mommy, mommy, mommy. Mommy, mommy, mommy. Mommy, 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 mommy.
Hold on. Mommy wants to throw something in here. I took some secret footage the other night where I was gushing about Daddy, and we're going to sneak it into the end of this vlog. I will be married a beautiful, sweet 16 years to my amazing husband. I love you so much. Mwah. Honey, wait. It's our anniversary. I need to go to the store real quick. Happy anniversary. I got you a hat.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you.
You got the cat plate.
I got a walrus.
Let me see the walrus.
I got walrus like Senna.
So you want me to eat or talk?
It's been rolling. I don't know,
Whatever. Oh geez, hold on, pause. Why are you always messing around?
I'm not messing around. He is.
Dewy? Dewy, not shiny, right? We go for dewy, not shiny. Sorry, Rowan hit you.
I was trying to slap a fly. Flies, where are you?
Leave me alone, dude. Leave me alone. We're filming. Okay.
Please,
Looking at the camera.
Please, 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 please.